Whatever. I'd half expected this from the beginning. It wasn't as if I'd thought this through enough to have things like a plan or a schedule. I just wanted to get out, right then and there. I did not want to stay where I was. Underneath the curtain of twilight, I started up the silver coupe again. "Hey, are you hungry?" I asked her as I drove along. Come to think of it, she hadn't eaten anything since morning. Want to stop at a convenience store or something? No. Hey, don't be like that. And the food's much better than anything up on 7F. She did not respond to me. Because remember, she was all about not eating and just kind of giving up and leaving the least burden and stuff. Oh, God. Instead, she looked straight down at the pink pajamas she was wearing. Oh, yeah, that's right. I looked down at my own clothing. Sure enough, in these pajamas, we'd be conspicuous no matter where we went. Not that we weren't conspicuous right now. In any case, we'd have to do something about them. And having made my decision, I steered back towards civilization. After a little more driving, we'd arrived in a place whose name I didn't know. Probably somewhere close to a rail station. Certainly enough people around for it to be the case. There's gotta be one around here somewhere. I looked around anxiously as I drove, my back pitched a little forward, not touching the seat. Ah! There one is. Bad Yoda impressions. That's where I've got to with this game. Ugh. At last, a coin laundromat. They just gotta steal clothes? It looked pretty run down from the outside on the first floor of a small, forlorn building. This was as good a place as any. I stopped the car not far from the entrance to this place. Alright, I'll be back in a second. Thud. Leaving her and her confused face in the car, I walked into the laundromat. My nose was filled with the smell of bleach and detergent the moment the automatic doors opened. The exterior of the laundromat had told no lie. The washers and dryers were old and run down as well. There's nobody here. The empty laundromat swallowed whole my murmured words. I know it's the machine, but still. Only a single dryer was in operation, making its characteristic humming noises. I immediately walked to that machine and checked its timer. It looked like it would operate for 30 minutes on 200 yen. Only 5 minutes had elapsed so far. Whoever it was had probably gone elsewhere to kill time. Ruminating over this, I looked around just one more time to reassure myself that no one was around. Then, satisfied that I was all alone, I put my hand on the door handle of that drying machine and burgled the shit out of it. I mean, he abruptly opened it. Yeah, okay. Its doors opened during operation, the dryer spun down to a forced halt. I pulled out a clump of half-dry clothing, ignoring the heat and the humidity. And after looking around once more to make sure no one was around, I just walked the fuck out. Like a boss. Oh. She sounded slightly surprised when she saw my arms full of clothing. But I threw the clothes in the back seat without a word. Alright, let's go! Were. Vroom vroom, bitches. I looked back at the bundle of clothes with the steering wheel in one hand. Gaudy-looking sweaters and jeans and almost nothing else. All in pretty big sizes at that. All still wet, but the car's heating would dry them out soon. They would stink so bad. Just drying in a clump all together. Like, you haven't even spread them. Oh my god. That is the worst idea. Kids, people watching, anyone, just don't dry clothes in a clump together. They'll get all mildewy and horrible. Change into whatever you like later. She didn't react much to those words either. She just looked back at the pile of clothes. Look, we had no choice. I know. Well, obviously it wasn't as if I liked doing this kind of thing. I really enjoyed doing this kind of thing. And it wasn't as if there was anything I was saving that money for. It was just that, given the amount we had, it would be very difficult to buy new clothes. After I'd driven for a bit, around when the moon shone full above us, I stopped the car next to some public park, probably a place for children to play, tucked away in the corner of a residential area. And there, I started looking through the clothes I'd stolen some time back. They were mostly dry by now, thanks to the heating in the car. All men's clothing, after all. I'd inspected the heap once before, a veritable mountain of gaudy jeans and sweaters. Probably someone around my age, and around the same size, looked like. And sitting in the driver's seat of the car, I changed into a pair of jeans and a sweater. Wait, I thought you said that they were big. Like they looked like huge. Okay, never mind. Hey, you should get changed too. They're all too big. Then will you go on wearing pyjamas forever? Fine, she answered reluctantly, grabbed some jeans and other clothes, and opened the door. Hey, where are you going? To get changed. And just like that, she started walking to the park's bathroom. Yeah, you perv, she's not going to change in front of you, jeez. Hey, that was fast. She'd come back in short order, the pink pyjamas that she'd been wearing in her hands, a white shirt and a pair of jeans on her body. Well, that turned out fairly well. No answer. I'd expected this, but everything was too big and baggy on her. The jeans were too long and rolled far up at the cuffs, and the sleeves of the shirt were much the same way. The pyjamas were better. Come now, don't say that! It's a little warmer this way, at least. Yeah. She made an only slightly dissatisfied face at my words. I just imagine her absolutely miserable. She's essentially just been kidnapped by this guy. I mean, she thought she was just going on a nice little jaunt, nice little drive around, but no, now she's like party to theft, and oh my god. Oh, is that it? Were you hoping for more girlish clothes? Not really. The same response as ever. I was sure that she was unhappy with her baggy shirt, but she soon returned to her usual lack of expression. Brrr. Window just like music just ends. Swish. Nothing but net. It had begun to rain all of a sudden. Oh, what's happening to me? A freezing rain falling from the frigid January sky as if it had forgotten how to stop. The countless raindrops spattering on the windshield and obscuring the view from the inside. And when each grew too large for surface tension to hold it up, a few of them gathered, slid down, became rivers. And these rivers swallowed up raindrops underneath them and ran to the bottom. That is how rain works, people. There you go, just in case you were unsure. I stared emptily at the rain from inside. A parking lot somewhere, a desolate place in the middle of the mountains. Having finished shopping at a convenience store, we were spending the night here. The dinner menu, 2 rice balls, 500 mils of Pocari Sweat. What the hell is that? Like, I assume that's a drink, like in Japan, or... Actually, I'm not sure where this game is from. Okay, that was rude of me to assume. That's probably a drink from wherever this game comes from. But Pocari Sweat? Really? Really? And half a bag of potato chips. It's been a long time since we last did anything like this. Yeah, she murmured with a convenience store rice bowl in one hand. It wasn't anything of wonderful quality, but it was far better than anything served up in 7F. And when we were both going after the potato chips, she suddenly stopped reaching for it. Is something the matter? Not really. But her eyes were turned past the windshield glazed by the rain, at a few white flowers on the roadside. At some flowers, soaked by rain. I didn't know if someone had planted them or if they were wild, but I remembered something about them. Were those Narcissu? Those are Narcissus. Oh, right, Narcissus. While I didn't know flower names all that well, I'd at least heard of Narcissus before, because she told me. And this girl who seldom spoke a single word was actually talking about something. And so I followed along. And speaking of which, are these not exactly the real deal as well? Yeah, something like that. So they must be pretty rare then. Not really, you can find them anywhere. Anywhere? And where exactly? It wasn't as if I had any deep purpose in asking, it was just I was making conversation as best I could. Yet this girl thought about it for a bit, and slowly opened her mouth. West. West? Awaji Island is famous for them. Awaji Island? Hey, wait. How far away do you think that is? I just started driving a car, so I wasn't even halfway proficient yet. It was probably about 700 kilometers away, and even on the tollways I couldn't say how long it would take. And in the first place, I didn't think we had enough money for that. If we went by normal highways instead of the tollways, there was no way we'd have enough for gas. Hey, don't say stuff like that. You can't mean to go there, right? What a douche! Who said I wanted to go? What? I just answered your question. And just like that, she went back to staring at the flowers across the windshield. The thick haze of the cold rain streaming on glass. She kept gazing and gazing and gazing. I didn't particularly want to go there either, but I had nowhere else that I wanted to go. Music end. Chapter 3, Map. So, looks like we might be going to Awaji Island.